Hello everyone, Krydax here, and welcome back to pyanodon's Season 3, where the bot mall is alive! It's alive! And it feels so good. And we're gonna keep getting things automated in this episode. Pretty excited about that, to be honest. The fact that this was working at the end of the last episode was a pretty exciting development. And I'm not really sure what else we need to do. I probably need to go get some more logistics bots. And we said we were going to move the whole thing over, so I am going to do that because I think that will help me. So I'm going to go ahead and detach all this, and we're going to take this. Well, here, hold on. Let me take one block plus the beginning, and I'll put that in my pie book. In the Logi Sci. And we'll call it Bot Mall. Alright, so we got that, and now we need to deleteify all this. And then... oh gosh. No! See, this is... I don't know how to do this other than manually deconstructing it. It's so frustrating to me. And apparently deconstruction planners don't target logistics entities on other teams. So that's kind of annoying too. So this whole logistics network channel thing, like, it's certainly useful, but it has some downside. But anyway, I really wish there was a way to somehow target... oh, and you can't picker dollies those. You know what you can do is change it back to channel 0, and then you can picker dollies them. There's not a way to just say, like, I want a deconstruction planer that only my bots will fulfill, versus I want a deconstruction planer that any bots can fulfill. Or only the... I want both. I want 2 deconstruction planers. One for me, one for the base. And the fact that I have no control over that bothers me a surprising amount in this playthrough. It's probably because of the particulars of our modded setup, but, you know, that's valid. That is a valid setup that we have, so I would love if somehow we could do that, but there just isn't a way. So I don't really know what else to say other than it sucks. Okay, so anyway, I said we wanted these to be closer, and we will put them closer. Maybe like right here. Or maybe I should have them go vertically so that they'll kind of scale alongside. Yeah, that's probably a better idea. And then I can add a second row. We can kind of go in a square and expand out sideways. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. So we'll start here like this. And I don't even know. I'm gonna add another channel 1 or channel 0 so that it can help build the rest of the bot mall, which is this. Right? Yeah, this chunk is the main chunk. And we want a space between them. Boom. 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 That might have been worse than the other one, to be honest. But that's because I want 10. I'll start with just this 5, though. Which again, I feel like I need a channel 0, 1. If I were to have it... yeah, okay. I just want to make sure we have room for a second one. And then the channel 1 ones... we're gonna need probably like couple extras for charging and whatnots, so those can be sufficient. We also need lamps. Oh, there's lamps. Okay. Okay. So theoretically, there should be a bunch of stuff getting built. Yeah, but we need some help with the logistics chests and the assemblers. All right, so those are all done. Everything else will get built, and then I'll connect up all the stuff. The wood needs to be, let's see, hold on, let's change back to channel 1 on that. The wood needs to be fed into all the buildings. And then, you know what I might do is just put 1 wood into the buildings that will never run, just so that they don't blink. They don't blink at me that way. That's kind of nice. Which one is it? That one. Okay. So the bots are coming with the rest. And then we need channel 1 for all this. There are a lot of steam engines in here. Let's get rid of those. And then that's all channel 1. We already did that. Okay. Channel 1, channel 1, channel 1, channel 1, channel 1. Channel 1. And channel 1, channel 1. I wish we could view the network of channel 1. That's the other thing we can't do easily. I guess we can see that's a channel 1 network. I probably don't need this one. Okay, this one's channel 1, and we need to put Logibots in it. Yeah, if anyone knows how to fix the issue that I'm having where it makes those ghost deliveries of things we don't need, I would love that. I don't know exactly where that's coming from. I mean, I sort of know where it's coming from, but not exactly. This is really cool, to be honest. I'm very happy with this solution. I would love to fix that one little issue, but everything else seems to be working the way it's meant to, and I'm pretty happy about that. I still wonder if it's this. Like, what if I change the update interval to be 5, and it updates less frequently? Still did it. About 10. Let's find out. Well, that worked. No extra deliveries there. No extra deliveries there. Do we not have steel? Oh, no, we don't. Because of reasons. Because of reasons like this. We haven't put steel plate in the thingy. I probably need more than that. Be frank. You're not Frank, you're Krydex. Anyway, okay, so that gets delivered. No, it still made deliveries we didn't want. Huh. I think it is the delay on... There's probably a way to fix it, but it is so arcane at this point that I don't think I'm gonna dive into it. If any of you viewers want to take a stab at a very simple solution that requires 0 more combinators, I'd be willing to hear it, but I don't even think I'm willing to add... I might be willing to add 1 combinator for it, if that's all it would take. But I don't think I'd want to add more than that, because this already has more combinators than I wanted it to have. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, plus a constant. I also feel like there's a good possibility we could remove the constant combinator. So if anyone can figure that out, let me know, but it's hard because this does need to multiply by 1. And so how do we have a check signal that's constantly at a 1, but it then is at a negative? I don't know. It might be possible. Someday I might take a stab at like reworking this, because this is a quick and dirty, it works solution. This is not an optimal solution by any stretch, but it is functioning. Now there's another issue that we have created, which is it doesn't know what prerequisites are. It doesn't know that we need burner assembler 1 as an ingredient for burner assembler 2. So, uh-oh, wait, what happened to this? Oh, we're not, right. We're not reading the RoboPort network contents anymore. We need to be doing that. Channel 1, read contents, there we go. Okay, there we go. Wait, how is there still 3? Uh-oh. Oh, I don't actually have enough steam engines. Oh, okay, well then that's fine. Anyway, so yeah, I'm just like, there's gotta be a way to do this with less combinators, but I don't know. Okay, so we were talking about prerequisites. Yeah, so the prerequisites, it doesn't know what's a prerequisite for what, and it just picks a random building on the list. Now that would be probably the upside to letting it do the order that it wants to do naturally and not picking a random one. Because by picking a random one, we're going to build the second building before the first. If we didn't do random, in most cases, prerequisites come before other buildings in the sorting. I don't know that for sure. And like, does it do everything on this page before everything on this page before everything on this page before everything? You know, like, I don't know if that's how it does it or not. So it might not always work that way, but it certainly would help in some cases. You know, like this one would come before this one. And that would be what we'd want. But instead it's going to do random. Now, because there's so many of them, I guess there's still a chance though that it, especially if we need multiple, like let's say we run into a situation where we need 2 of these for every one of these. If it's just picking a random one, they'll end up all getting settled on these without having enough ingredients. That's bad. Interesting. So what I might need to do... It's tricky because once it's buffered, we're fine, right? We would never make... The only time it wouldn't be fine is if we placed more than the buffer amount down on the ground at once. If I needed 60 tier 2 assembling machines, you know what I mean? And then it wouldn't have the 60 that we need. So like, as long as the buffered amount of thing number 1 is enough to make the amount of thing number 2, and that amount is kind of the limit of what we would place down at once, we'd be okay. But that's a lot of kind of restrictions for my bot. The bot mall is mostly for more complicated stuff though, so I think we'd be okay. I don't know. I don't know for sure. By the way, I think I'm gonna leave this on 10 just because that's still 6 times a second, and it doesn't need to be faster than that, I don't think. Alright, connect these up. Now these are in sequence, remember, so if I want more, I actually have to connect them back down the other way. And then finally we need the red signal for my reset button, which goes from, it goes to the ones with the flags. And that'll trigger a reset. Okay, I mean, this is functional. As far as we can tell. Seems like it's functioning anyway. So, that's pretty awesome. I'm pretty enamored by that. It's not massively fast, but it'll be made faster by faster logistics bots and having more of them. I have 6 right now. Do I want to do more? Do we want to extend it to 10? I think so. I think we'll extend it to 10. So we're gonna flip it and place it here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get the logistics chest built. Change those over to channel uno. And then connect up the green wire, which goes to the one with the arrow. Right there. That goes to that one. That goes to that one. That goes to that one. And then the red wire from the flag to the flag input. Like this. Okay. So that should work. Everything is in construction range, and we're missing a couple for those. Okay. Oh, and then we need the fuel. Come over. Make this. Okay. That should do it. Let me... Anyway, I never got to my final answer of what else we could do. Is we could have a decider combinator on some of our buildings that have prerequisites. So I could be like, only request, you know, 50 burner assembler Mark IIs if we already have at least 10 of these, right? And that way we could kind of limit our requests. But that would require an individual decider combinator for each one thing that I want to do that way, which feels a little bit excessive. So, what are the other buildings we want to have in our bot mall? Well, I definitely want some of the basics. So we're gonna do high pressure furnaces. We're gonna do 30 of those. We're gonna do destructive distillation columns, because we need those pretty regularly. We're gonna do 10 wood processing units. We're gonna do 10 fluid mining drills. We're gonna do 20 gasifiers. And I'm gonna chill there because that's a lot. So we're gonna stop there, and then we'll slowly add more items into the system as needed. Like apparently we need straight up logs. So we'll need to deliver those. Steam engines are now part of the required set. Was there aluminum in there? No, not yet. But I'm really happy with all this, to be honest. Let's go get some more logistics bots. Let's go get some more steel chests. But yeah, we got a bot mall. And now we can move on to other things, like wondering why Vrauk Mark IIs still haven't finished and making Tufra. Goodness, what a time that was. I'm surprised that only took us like 2 to 3 episodes. I thought it would take longer than that. I kind of underestimated myself, overestimated the task, a little bit of both. And like, I struggled pretty hard. I know some of you may have been a little bored, but that's okay. That's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. What was I coming over here to grab? Yeah, bots. Uh-oh. Intermetallics? Really? Hold on. That surprises me. Uh-oh. I broke Antimox. That seems to be the problem. Why is Antimox broken? It seems like we just broke mining of antimony. Okay. Fair enough. We don't have any fluid fuel. Okay. We don't have any fluid fuel because Krydax did the thing that Krydax does. I just don't understand it. Like, I knew I did this, and I'm pretty sure when I did this, I intended to fix it, but I didn't. Oh man, how long has it been since I mined a single antimony ore? It's been 10 hours since I mined an antimony ore. Oh goodness. Wow. Well, good thing is it's hooked up now. Alright. That'll take a hot second to catch up. Probably like a 10-minute delay on that or more. But the good news is we do make more antimony than we need, so it should catch up pretty quick. But the delay on like how long it's going to be from right now to when we get our first logistics bot from that, it's going to be a while. It's going to be a while. Okay. So we need more of those. Let's grab the steel chest. That's something I wanted more of for sure. Definitely more circuits. And let's get rid of some crap, like all this. I need to request wood. In the train network. I feel like I have a lot of random stuff, but I don't. I definitely don't want a buffer chest. Nor do I want to carry around active provider chests. I generally don't need those. Okay, let's grab some more belts. All right, so this is a beautiful situation, but it will take a while to catch up with everything. And it'll just take a while to get everything all requested and provided and all that. But I'm digging it. We can buffer whatever we want. We can add in one-time requests. Maybe we'll do one-time requests on another set of combinators. So these can be for like projects that we have, and we can just add them in to a single, you know, combinator. Why don't I move them to be parallel with the thing? So these can be different projects, and they'll be off by default. So then that way I can add a bunch of stuff and then turn it on, and that can happen before we do our projects. God, this feels so good. Look, things are just accumulating. Like, it's happening. But we don't have copper, apparently, being provided. So that needs to change. I'm already deciding to switch this over to the hold on. Shift A is what I do for that. Okay, so channel 1, everything's on channel 1. Okay. I'm already deciding to switch it like that. I just know we're gonna need more throughput. Now, would it be better? Hold on, let me thinkulate a little bit, because these are faster. And I could get... The problem, though, is then we're taking up multiple slots that are next to the building. So I don't know if overall that's better. I'm not sure. Let's do... steel in this one, iron in this one, and then I'll remove those, and I'll put steel in that, and I'll put iron in that, maybe not all of it. And then we need to extendolate those. Yes, by the way, extendolate is a word. And shame on you for not thinking it is. All right, and we want to copy the settings there, copy the settings there. Okay, perfect. I almost feel like I should parameterize this nonsense, but I shall not. You know what? No, I shall. I freaking shall. Just for now, at least. So we're gonna parameterize. Nothing to parameterize. Well, that's because that makes a lot of sense. All right. What if I copy you and then parameterize? Control C, Shift, copy, parameterize. That becomes a thingy, and that becomes how many? Oh, I hate that. Who do I talk to? Who do I call at Woob to get them to... Because it just feels so normal to want to go down and click Create Blueprint and not click this first. And the fact that it just deletes everything you've parameterized is such a bad feature. It should give you a warning, or it should just autosave it. It shouldn't just delete everything with no confirmation. That is not good. It's just not good. I don't know how else to say it. It's not good. All right. But we now have in our inventory, where'd it go? Wait, where did it go? Oh, I have to hit Control V. It's in the copy paste world. That's right. Okay, so we want to do copper plate, and I want to do 1,200 of those. And then we need to make sure those are on channel 1. Now, why were those not inserting? Oh, because we already have copper plates in channel 0. That's why they were not inserting it. Okay, so copper plates are needed. Yeah, I mean, my bot mall is gonna get stuck waiting for crap. That much is true, so we need to be careful about that. So, like, now I need to request logs. I don't think we're gonna need 20 stacks of logs, though. So why don't I request on the small amount area, log, and we'll do 6 stacks of those. And go ahead and get that set up. We need log, amount 200, channel. Okay, that's good to know. Channel's not available on blueprints. Did I know that already? Maybe I did. Why is it not letting me build that? Oh, wait, it does. Hold on. Hold the phone. So on the blueprint, you can't change these yet, but you can change the... That's really interesting. I'm not making sense. My brain's like fascinated. You can change the channel of a blueprint of a storage chest. You cannot change the channel of a blueprint of an inserter. So there you go. And then that's all going. Is there anything else we need? Immediately. Stone brick. Ah, stone brick. I don't think we have stone brick on the system either. And stone brick can go here because we don't need very many stacks of it. Stone brick. Okay, so the problem is stone brick's not provided. So for now, this is a bit risky. Is there a way? I'm trying to think if there's like a way I can set up an alert, some sort of alert that says, hey, we've been stuck for a while. But to do that, I would have to like, I don't know, maybe it's possible. I'm really digging the circuits. By the way, I think I'm just gonna deliver mechanical parts for now to the bot mall with logistics bots, because the throughput is so tiny on those that we actually need. At least, again, for now. Long term, that's not what we'll do, but that'll last me a long time. You know, one logistics bot working full time alone can probably deliver like 3 per minute, and I don't think we're gonna need that. We will need far less than that. Anyway, I'm gonna grab some stone brick and deliver it by hand, and that'll be good enough for now. We'll put stone brick on trains at some point. Let's add it to the list. Stone brick on trains. We don't even really have stone on trains yet. I still don't have a stone mine connected to a train, do I? No, we did. Okay, thank God. I forgot that we did that. Good, 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 good. Okay, so now we just need to do smelting of that stone. That's easy. For now, I'll just feed 2 grand into there, and that should keep me going for a while. All right, sorry, that's my phone right next to the microphone. Sorry if that was loud. And now we've got a copper wiring issue. So the issue there is insertion speed is too slow. Let's speed that up. Okay, so now it's as fast as it can be if I'm not using fast inserters, which I guess I should be. Is this one still not done? Apparently not. So air core inductors are still stealing. You know, there's a cheaper air core inductor recipe. That just needs ceramic. It like halves the copper cost. I should switch to that at some point. For now, this is fine. It will take a while to get buffered up, but it's not really a problem. And shoot, what was it? There was one more like simple thing that I was gonna put over here. At least I thought I was. What was it? Maybe not. We've got all those things. So I guess we're fine. Oh, no, sorry. What I was wanting to do was I was thinking about what we can, I just want to see the output signals. Wait, why is this outputting copper cable? Uh-oh. Oh, that's a problem. Oh, shoot. Wait, what? Oh, man. So... it's really annoying. So basically, when we have a demand, it's actually creating a trigger to say, so I need to only pass through... Do I need another combinator for this? Because, like, whenever we have a demand, basically I need to take everything that is positive and multiply it by -1. I never want to take the demanded things. So I think I need another combinator. Unless I'm missing something here and I could do this with 1. Because I kind of want each greater than 0. And then I want to output math on the input count, right? I want to do -1 times each. I want to combine a decider and an arithmetic, and I don't think that's possible. So we need to do each greater than 0, output each, and then that needs to be between these two. So we need to do this, and then that. And so now it's only passing the positive signals, so when we have a demand for the copper wire, we're not going to pass that signal through to get negated. Because if a negative signal gets negated, it becomes a positive signal, and now my buildings are going to try to make it, and we don't want that. Weirdly, there's a world where that's what you want it to do. I just kind of realized that. If there's a demand that you're not meeting, then it could make it on demand. But we don't want that for this system, because the logistics requests are going to be for ingredients. And so we don't want that to be the way that this goes. Anyway, this is our final demand. We've already made quite a dent in our requests. Why is steam engines? Oh, the steam engines are getting consumed. See, this is the problem. Steam engines get used in all kinds of places, and now we're gonna have buildings sitting there waiting for steam engines. This is tricky. I need to be really, really careful about how I do all this. Because so many buildings require steam engines. Like, what if I run out of steam engines and we just have a bunch of buildings? Well, this comes back to my original point. Can we do some sort of timer? Like, I'm wondering if we can connect all of the flag outputs together. Because what is this building connected to? It has one output and one output only. Oh, but it's on the check mark. Well, we could have a timer that resets whenever this signal happens, right? Yeah, it only outputs a check mark once in a while when a thing gets finished. So all we need... Yeah, this is actually very doable. Okay. So we need a clock. And we need a clock that has a reset symbol. So a clock is an arithmetic combinator. And the clock says... the hourglass plus 1, output hourglass. Is that how we want to do it? I think so. And then we connect it to itself. I think, actually, can't we do this with deciders now? Yeah, I can do this. This is gonna be way better. Hourglass. Basically, I just need a condition where green checkmark is 0. And then we hook this up to itself. And now this is a clock. And as soon as the green checkmark hits 0, it will reset. Or hits any number other than 0, sorry. And so now we need a decider that says, hey, if the clock strikes 12, if the clock is greater, so let's see, 60 is, so that's 1 second, that's 1 minute. And let's say if it's been idle for 15 minutes and I need to measure. Can you do so we want to measure from the red, basically if I'm requesting something. So if the red anything is greater than 0, and the green is coming from, you know, I'll come from the output even though technically it's connected either way. I think that's conceptually better. Now I want to double check if I were to connect up that. Okay, I just want to make sure that condition's false, even though anything's greater than 0 on green. It's not greater than 0 on red. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that's working the way I thought it would. So now we're saying if we're requesting something and the clock timer is over 54,000, then we'll output a alert symbol. Snowflake, things are frozen. And that says Bot Mall is on ice. I don't think I want a volume for that. Okay. And I think that's it. And now, unfortunately, we do need to hook up all of these together. Again with a red output. And that shouldn't interfere with anything. So flag out. I hope this isn't going to cause my game to lag. Is this too much circuitry? Y'all, is this too much? It seems to work. It just reset. Wow, I actually think this is working, y'all. So now we have a setup that alerts us if the bot mall's frozen. Oh my gosh. I feel clever. Maybe I'm not. Maybe you guys are judging me. Maybe you're like, wow, that's so dumb. Or maybe you're on the other end of the spectrum and you're like, I don't know anything you just did, Krydax, and I don't need to, and I don't want to. Whichever end of the spectrum you're on, I hope that you've appreciated this. Now, if you want these blueprints, if you're like, wow, I want to use that in my base because I don't want to do all that setting up, and whatever he has at least is working. Feel free to ask in the Discord. I can provide them to you. What I'll do is I'll copy this whole chunk, and then you can copy the individual chunks from there. So let's see. This is kind of all part of it. So that now goes into Logisci. That is the bot mall. I'll delete that. This is the bot mall. And the brains is this part, obviously. And the things you need to connect from one bot mall to the next is the green output of the arithmetic combinator here. That's multiplying by the right arrow, the pass-through. That goes to the green input of the next one. And then you need to connect, if you want the reset button, you need to connect the red line on the back of the flag combinator. And then if you want the frozen alarm, you need to connect the red line on the front of the flag combinator. And I'm pretty sure those are the only lines that are connected between them. So that's it. So reset button, red line on back of flag, frozen indicator, red line on front of flag. Those are the optional ones. And the necessary one is the green going to the back of the right arrow, arithmetic, and then the next one goes to the back of the next one. And those need to be chained together. And then, yeah, everything else hopefully should just work. So this is really cool. I'm actually really happy with this reset button thing. Yeah, I really like that. Because I do think this could get frozen at some point. Like, we're out of steam engines right now. And I fear that we're actually going to, like, get frozen on everything that's selected is going to be things that cost steam engines, and we're not going to have steam engines. Is there... I'm just trying to think if there's like a clever way that I can kind of lead them towards wanting to make steam engines and not the other things. What I would love is if there was a way to do a weighted random. I know I'm getting so crazy here, but like, what if we could select the things, if we were selecting a random thing, what if it would give more weight to the things that we have a higher symbol of? You know, if I have 50 of them requested, it's like putting marbles in a bag. There would be 50 steam engine marbles and only 24 high pressure furnace marbles. So when it picks a random thing, it's more likely to get a steam engine marble. I don't think there's a way to do that. But that would sort of fix our issue if we could do that. Trying to think if there's something simple I can do here to like cause steam engines to get produced first. I don't really think there is. I think we're just kind of screwed. And I think we just trust in the randomness mixed with no, this is going to be a problem. Like, let's say I wanted to make 100 destructive distillation columns. It's going to freeze eventually, because if you randomly pick steam engine or DDC, well, half of them are going to pick DDCs, half of them are going to pick steam engines, and then we're going to be out 5 steam engines every time that cycle happens. And then eventually, the half that pick DDCs are going to be stuck. The other half are then going to make 1 steam engine and then switch to DDC. I'm just saying on average. And then eventually they'll all be on DDCs, and I will have no steam engines. And then the alarm will go off. Obviously, that's why we made the alarm partially, because then I can just come over here and hit the reset button. So the reset button once in a while will fix the issue, because then it'll go back to like half will make steam, you know, but it'll keep fizzling out. One issue that helps is having more buildings, obviously. That still doesn't fix the issue. They're not putting -1 burner mining. Oh, because that was the last one we needed? I guess so. Excuse me, had to sneeze. I guess you didn't hear it. Excuse me for the silence. Anyway, I'm just trying to think, is there an easy way to do this? Like, is there an easy way? And I don't think there is, without using decider combinators to be like, hey, turn this group off if, you know, like, we need some sort of like, almost like group requirements. I don't know. I mean, we could do that, actually. There could be like the combinator that requires steam engines, and then we only pass this combinator through if we have steam engines. Because this is just going to continue to make problems. I'm really sad because I think I'm realizing that doing random is actually going to create a host of problems. Because, like, I'm thinking long term, like, once we get to, like, tier 2 buildings and tier 3 buildings, well, look at, they all require the previous one. And the easiest way for that to work is just if, you know, you let it go in order. Because then it'll make all these first, then it'll make one of those. Hey, then we need one of these again. It'll make that, it'll prioritize them all correctly. Now, I don't know if that's true for all the buildings, like between categories, Someone will have to let me know, how does it sort between categories? Like if we need a heavy oil refinery Mark II and we need an automated screener Mark II, will it always pick the one that comes first in these tabs? Or like if I need a screener Mark II and a pulp mill Mark I, which one will it make first? Because some of these buildings could require some buildings from other categories, in which case it won't do it right. But as far as the buildings requiring the lower mark of the same building, that will always work properly if we don't do random. But not doing random would be such a bummer. I was so excited about random. But I'm just kind of bummed that not doing random would prioritize the higher marks properly. Or I should say the lower marks properly. So unfortunately, I may end up undoing the randomness part. Which kind of sucks because I liked the idea that if we need a bunch of one building, it's not just going to get stuck making only that building. But look, I mean, literally it's happening. The steam, look, it's literally done. We're out of steam engines. And all it wants to do is make stuff that requires steam engines. Oh, there's one that's making steam engines. Shoot. Well, I thought we were done with the bot mall in this episode, but next episode I might be removing the randomness. It won't fix all of these problems, I will say. And the downside is that for the ones it doesn't fix, it's even more likely to get stuck, because they're all going to choose the same thing, which is really annoying. What if I had some that were random and some that weren't? Now there's a thought. Oh, also we didn't make them all the 10 tick. What if every other one was random? Now there's an idea. So, okay, and we'll be done with the episode after I try this. But what I'm thinking is I would replace this guy with just a basic arithmetic, or would it be a selector still? Or a plane. Oh, I could go from the bottom up and from the top down. That wouldn't be random, but it would at least give me two different types. But yeah, I actually think I just want this. And then that'll take the highest priority one. The thing we want the most of. Not the highest priority. It's the thing... Is it the thing we want the most of, or is it the thing that comes first in the list? Hold on. Where is it? You, constant combinator. Get in here. What if we had 100 ground borers requested and only 2 steam engines? What would you prioritize? Okay, it is. Oh. Why did I think it would be the thing sorted first in the list? It's not. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, hold on. We have a variety of behaviors, none of which have to be random, but they can be useful for their own reason. Because I could also do anything greater than 0 output anything. Oop. Output 1 of that anything, and that will output the first sorted item. This will output the most item, the mode, if you will. Interesting. Now it is outputting 100 of them. Is that going to be an issue? I don't think so, because this one filters it out. But that's really interesting. So we have 2 different... really 3. There's random. I mean, I could even do more. I could do ascending. So that I could get 4 different behaviors amongst all of these if I really wanted to. I could have the least requested one to like finish out if I want 10 of something and I want to finish it off. And they keep selecting the thing I want the most of because I just used 100 steam engines. That could be annoying because I'm like, I just want one more of that thing. So we could do sort ascending for that. And then it would say, hey, let's finish off the 2 that we need. So we could have a couple buildings making the lowest amount. We could have a bunch of them making the highest amount. And then we could have a few making random. Oh, that's so exciting. Oh my gosh, I love this. And I don't think I have to change the circuitry at all. I can just do like 2 of them, or we'll do 4 on the descending, and I'll do 2 on the ascending, and then the rest will be random. Oh my gosh, and then we'll hit the reset button. Which is not gonna make the bots happy, but here we are. Cool. Okay, I am really happy with that. What a perfect ending to the episode. That was like a big light bulb moment. And I don't know if I should have thought of that before, but whatever. I'm happy we found out that we now have like three ways we can do it without even changing combinators. And then if I want to prioritize the sorting algorithm rather than the amount we're requesting, I can do that as well. I will need to replace this combinator though with a decider combinator. I think these are the only 3 behaviors we can get from the selector, because the rest of them are not really gonna work. I mean, yeah, I don't think any of those would do anything for my situation. Cool. Okay, well that kind of solves the problem, because now as long as I request... No, it'll just work. Because if I have more... Basically, I can prioritize certain buildings by requesting more of them than other buildings. So as long as things that use steam engines are always requested at less than 50, we will always have some buildings that are making steam engines, and it'll never get frozen. Oh, that's so neat. Okay, well, we're gonna call it an episode there. I'm really happy with this solution. Anyway, like I said, if you want this blueprint, hit me up in the Discord and I can share it with you. Thank you for watching. As always, let me know what you think down in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next one.